from the St. Louis Dispatch from the year 1973. Left-handers in decline. McGrath explains why. Whatever happened to the left-handers? Just a couple of years ago, the right-handed pro bowlers were complaining bitterly that they had no chance to win, or at least not the chance that their superior numbers should give them. Johnny Petraglia won 5 Professional Bowlers Association tournaments in 1971. Other champions included Larry Lickstein, Earl Anthony, and St. Louis's Don Helling. All are left-handers. The leading money winners list included several southpaws who didn't win a title: Dave Davis, Mike McGrath, Dick Batista, and Ski Foremski. Where are they now? Only 3 lefties are among the top 20 in the prize list as 1973 nears the finish. One of these, Davis, is number 20. Anthony ranks 5th with $39,613, and McGrath's $27,863 puts him 11th. McGrath is the St. Louis area's newest representative on the tour, having bought a home near Wentzville a couple of months ago. I asked Mike why only he and Anthony are giving the Southpaws strong representation in the tournaments. Since the PBA began sending its own lane maintenance people to the tournament sites, the bowling conditions make it more difficult for left-handers, McGrath said. I admit that we used to have an advantage. The right-hand side of the lanes would often break down from the heavier use, and the right-hand bowlers had to struggle. After the PBA right-handers protested enough, they persuaded the directors of their organization to ignore some of the lane maintenance rules of the American Bowling Congress and prepare the tournament lanes more realistically. I think only Anthony and I have changed our game so we can cope with the new situation, McGrath said. It took a lot of work, but it was a survival test, and I knew I had to adjust or drop off the tour. The gutter shot, where the ball started out near the left-hand gutter and made a big dive into the pocket near the finish, is cut. Anthony and I moved in toward the middle more. We shoot from about the same angle as the right-handers, but from the opposite side, of course. I wondered whether McGrath and the other southpaws had used the much-talked-about soaker, a ball whose surface was softened by chemicals and thus given greater traction. McGrath said, I tried one a few times, but never practiced enough with it to know if it would help me. By the way, I was the only non-soaker to win a tournament this past summer. I didn't mind when just Don McCune was using it, but when all the right-handers started dipping their bowling balls, I really got irritated. It was a greater advantage for them. The soaking got pretty sophisticated at the end, by the way. Great varieties of chemical combinations were used, and bowlers could regulate the degree of softness according to the type of lanes they expected. Some guys used 8 or 9 different balls if they traveled by car. McGrath usually works out at the lanes beneath the Wentzville American Legion post. He grew up in the San Francisco area, and his wife is from Chico, California. They met here when he was attending Chico State University, where he obtained a degree in marketing before going on the bowling tour full-time in 1969.